Are you planning on going to Epcot, Hollywood Studios, or Animal Kingdom, but are concerned that some ride accessibility may hinder your trip? Well, today on Walt Disney World Adults Only, I'll talk about ride accessibility and what is required for each ride at those parks. Welcome, Your Royal Highnesses. I'm Carol, and you're watching Walt Disney World Adults Only. This is the second of two videos about ride accessibility. In the first video, I covered Magic Kingdom, and if you missed that, the link is in the description below. Today, we'll look at Epcot, Hollywood Studios, and Animal Kingdom as far as ride accessibility goes. This may not be the most exciting video, but I think it has a lot of important information, especially if you have accessibility, mobility issues. The guide maps for each park are a wealth of information. They are so much more than ride, restaurant, and the important bathroom locations. There is a legend, and it's either at the far right or bottom of the guide map, depending on which park you're at. And that legend gives you a lot of information about height requirements, ride accessibility, whether you can get on with a scooter or a wheelchair, as well as physical considerations. As in the first video, I'm going to group by ride accessibility rather than going ride by ride in the location in the park. I think it makes it easier to remember that way, and you can decide whether you want to walk all that way to the location if it's a ride that you just won't be able to do. Even though I've done a video on service dogs already, and that link is in the description below as well, I'm going to include that here just to be all-inclusive. I've also included height requirements. Even though we are adult-centered, we might have some adults who are vertically challenged, so I'll add that in as well. Now, Magic Kingdom had 6 categories of ride accessibility, with the 6th being ambulatory. Hollywood Studios, Epcot, and Animal Kingdom all have 6 categories as well, but none of those newer parks have any attractions that you must be ambulatory to experience. The first category is what I call the double transfer. If you are on an ECV, otherwise known as scooter, you have to transfer from the scooter to a wheelchair and then a wheelchair to the ride vehicle. The second category is a single transfer. Whether you're riding a scooter or a wheelchair, you can go through the queue, but then you have to transfer to the ride vehicle. The third category is a single transfer if you're using a scooter, but you don't have to transfer if you're in a wheelchair. So if you're in a scooter, you must transfer to the wheelchair, but the wheelchair can ride the attraction. The fourth category, either a scooter or a wheelchair can board the attraction, so you don't have to move at all. There is no transfer involved. And then the fifth category is what I call the red triangle warning category. These may have height restrictions and physical considerations. You must be free from high blood pressure, heart, head, neck, and back issues. These rides might cause motion sickness, and expectant mothers should not ride. The accessibility on these red triangle rides varies, those previous categories I mentioned. At these parks, there is also the 6th category with a blue circle. This was not found at Magic Kingdom. A blue circle next to a ride states that seating and restraints on these type of attractions may prohibit guests of certain body type or size from riding. So let's go to the parks and see what rides fall into each category. So in that first category, the double transfer, scooters or ECVs are not allowed in the queue. You must transfer to a wheelchair, and then the wheelchair must transfer to the attraction itself. At Epcot, the only attraction that requires this is Spaceship Earth. At Hollywood Studios, those are Slinky Dog Dash, Star Tours, Tower of Terror, and Rock and Roll Roller Coaster. The last three of those have that red triangle next to them. Rock and Roll Roller Coaster also has a blue circle on the guide map. At Animal Kingdom, only Flight of Passage requires this double transfer, has the red triangle and the blue circle as well. The second group, the single transfer, so ECVs, scooters, and wheelchairs can go right through the line but have to transfer to the ride vehicle. At Epcot, these are Frozen Ever After, Soarin', Test Track, and Mission Space. Mission Space also has a blue circle restricting certain body types. Mission Space Green does not have a red triangle, but Mission Space Orange does. The last four have height requirements, so no service animals are allowed on those rides. But there's always a crate nearby for the dog or service animal to wait while you ride the attraction. Hollywood Studios includes Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railroad, Swirling Saucers, that one has a height requirement, and the true red triangle rides, Smuggler's Run and Rise of Resistance. Animal Kingdom includes the Affection section at Rafiki's Planet, Navi River, and the three red triangle rides, Dinosaur, Cali River Rapids, and Expedition Everest. The third category allows wheelchairs to ride the attractions, but scooters must transfer to a wheelchair first. At Epcot, these are Living with the Land, The Seas with Nemo and Friends, and Grand Fiesta Tour. Hollywood Studios, the only attraction that requires this is Toy Story Mania. At Animal Kingdom, Triceratops Spin and Kilimanjaro Safaris requires wheelchair only to ride the vehicle. The majority of the attractions, however, are in this fourth category. Whether you're in a scooter or a wheelchair, you can go on the attractions directly. And there are a bunch of them. At Epcot, these are Disney and Pixar Short Film Festival, Journey into the Imagination with Figment, he's purple, that's my favorite, Awesome Planet, Turtle Talk with Crush, Seabase Aquarium, Reflections of China, American Adventure, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, Canada Far and Wide, Beauty and the Beast Sing-Along. Hollywood Studios includes Vacation Fun, Frozen Sing-Along, Muppet Vision, Walt Disney Gallery and Theater, Disney Junior Play and Dance, Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy, Beauty and the Beast Stage Show, and Indiana Jones Stage Show. At Animal Kingdom, Wilderness Explorers, It's Tough to Be a Bug, Discovery Island Trails, Festival of the Lion King, Gorilla Falls, Rafiki's Planet Conservation Station and Animation Experience, Up Bird Adventure, Maharaja Jungle Trek, Kite Tales, as well as all shopping and dining experiences. If you have mobility issues, you still can get a full day in at these parks without ever leaving your scooter or wheelchair. Now I want to talk about those red triangle attractions. The triangle, as I said, is a warning for physical consideration. Disney doesn't profess to be doctors, and only you and your physician can decide if you should ride these attractions. This is what the red triangle says at the very bottom of the guide map. For safety, you should be in good health, free from high blood pressure, heart, back, or neck problems, motion sickness, or other conditions that could be aggravated by this adventure. Expectant mothers should not ride. Now, cast members are not going to perform a physical on you to see if you are acceptable to ride this ride. And Disney is just trying to stay free from any liabilities. But it's your decision. You know you. Personally, I get motion sickness. However, on most of these rides, other than Star Tours and Mission Space, I can get away with using a C-band, even though these are red triangle rides. Now, Epcot has only 2 red triangle rides. Mission Space Orange with a 44-inch height requirement, and Test Track, which has a 40-inch height requirement. At Hollywood Studios, Star Tours and Tower of Terror, which have a 40-inch height requirement, and Rock and Roll Roller Coaster, which has a 48-inch height requirement. Single transfers are Rise of Resistance with a 40-inch height requirement, and Smuggler's Run, which has a 38-inch height requirement. The 5 at Animal Kingdom include Flight of Passage with a 48-inch height requirement, Dinosaur, and that has a 40-inch height requirement. You may remain in the wheelchair for Kilimanjaro safaris, but must transfer from a scooter, and service dogs are allowed to ride this ride. Lastly, the Blue Circle attractions. There were none of these at Magic Kingdom, but there are several at Epcot, Hollywood Studios, and Animal Kingdom. These attractions with the Blue Circle might be prohibitive to some body types and certain heights. At Epcot, that's Mission Space. Hollywood Studios, it's Rock and Roll Roller Coaster. At Animal Kingdom, it's Flight of Passage and Expedition Everest. So if you've been thinking about a trip to Disney World and been hesitant because you have some mobility issues and require a scooter or a wheelchair, I hope this video helped and your decision is to come and enjoy the magic. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. I'd really appreciate that. If you have any questions, please add them to the comments below and I'll be sure to get back to you. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do so. Hit the notification bell so you know when new videos come out and you don't miss any of them. And if you're not a member of our adult-only Facebook group, please join us. The link is in the description below. It is the one place where there is no shaming for going to Disney adults only. And remember, never grow up.